Hi everybody. Let's see. I'm going to put this on YouTube, so I'm not going to say what day of the week it is. So good afternoon to everybody. I guess it's almost good evening since it's daylight savings time. It's still sunny here. So I'm coming to you from the great outdoors again. It's my happy place with my trees dancing. It's a little windy. So I entitled my video today, actually I'd introduce myself because my page is public now. So I'm Cindy. The Lord put me on a journey to be an advocate for others and to teach other people how to be an advocate for themselves and others, especially those that don't have a voice. I actually have a Facebook group called Heart-Centered, Being the Voice for the Voiceless, so you guys can find that. Send me a message and I'll get you in the group. All different ways to be an advocate for yourself and be an advocate for someone else. So yesterday I was sitting in a memorial service for a young person that died, and I was just downloading things from the Lord. I knew when Danny said, hey, we have this memorial service to go, and I was one of the only spouses that went, that I was like, I had no doubt that I was supposed to go to this memorial service. Never met this person in person, but I know the mom and the dad, and I was like, I have to go. And then Danny was like, well, it's probably just us going out of our group of work friends. And I was like, well, that's fine. I'm supposed to go for some reason. So I had no doubt. I had to do two changes of outfits to get there. I was like, well, that's all right. Showed up, found out that the kid was a huge Dallas Cowboys fan. I just happened to have a navy blue and light blue dress on. I was like, yep, I see you, God. Not an accident that I changed from my peach color dress that I thought I was supposed to wear, but I was supposed to wear navy blue and light blue to this memorial service. So 3 things that I learned while I was sitting there. And some of us already know this. People don't want to go to funerals and memorial services. They don't want to do it. People don't like to do things that are uncomfortable. I don't know why. We're made to do hard things, and each person's hard thing is different. So like that family is going through a hard thing. They had to bury a child, not something that I would want to have to go through. But people don't want to go. But you know what you need to do? You need to show up for your family. You need to show up for your friends. Your butt needs to be in the seat for them. You need to be there. You need to shake their hand. You need to give them a hug. You need to be there. It's not comfortable for anybody to go to these things, but we can do uncomfortable things too, and it's all right. So some of the story is, I told you at the beginning, I knew that I was supposed to go. Danny was trying to find different ways that he wasn't going, because he's like, so-and-so's not going, and these people are not going. I was like, it doesn't matter. We're going. We are going to this. So, make a long story short on that part, a lot of people showed up from his little circle of friends. And I was like, yeah, don't worry about this. God's got this too. They will show up. They just needed one person to say, I'm going. I'm not afraid to go. I understand that this is uncomfortable. Nobody likes to go into funeral homes. Most people don't like to do that, but somebody in your group of people stands up and says, I'm going, and be convicted about it, and people will follow you. You don't need permission from somebody else to go, but for some reason in our world, they need to know that somebody else is going to be there. Something that's comfortable, somebody they know, something that makes it less afraid. So make sure you go, because then other people will go too. Then the second thing was, and I put it together almost, is show up for the people. Like they said multiple times, we are so happy that people are here. You don't even know, because they're going through grief. They don't even know what they need, but they need people there. I needed people there that came before while my mom was dying. I needed people at the funeral. I needed people at the visitation. We needed people. I needed it. It was for us, my sister and I. We needed the people. Mom didn't need the people. She wasn't here anymore. She's celebrating with Jesus, but we needed the people. So show up. We know it's uncomfortable. We know you're scared of things. We know you're this. I spent my whole life up to 4 years ago being scared of dead things. That doesn't make it very comfortable to go into a funeral home. Doesn't make it very comfortable to see your mom or dad lying there dead. Doesn't make it very comfortable, but we can do the hard things. The funny story, a little side note, while we were there in the funeral home yesterday, because it was at the funeral home was the visitation and the memorial service at a funeral home. So I walked down the hallway to go back to the bathroom when we were all done. I looked they had a door ajar. And I was like, oh, I see you again, God, I see you. the door was open to the room that has all the caskets in it that you pick out as a family. So some of you may not know because you never had to do this, had the opportunity to get to do that. But most places have like full-size caskets in a room that you go out and pick what you want. And that door was open yesterday. And I said, that door is supposed to be closed. They have things going on right now. Nobody's here using that. But I was like, I see you. I see you, God. I see you see that I can walk past this. I'm completely healed. Because when I was going this with my dad, I told the funeral home director, I was like, I'm not going in that room. I'm not going in that room of caskets. I'm not doing it. I was so afraid back when I was 4 years old and they just left me in a room with caskets and my grandpa. I was like, I'm not doing it. And he was like, well, our room doesn't have full-size caskets. It's little cutouts of things. And I was like, I'm not doing it because I had not yet been healed of that. So that showed me yesterday. Again, I was like, I see you, God. You love me so much that I got to walk by that room and it didn't bother me. Even when I was sitting there, I told Danny, I was like, I should have called that family and said, hey, I'll go to the funeral home with you. I will walk you through these things. You lost the son, you need help. Unfortunately, I'm experienced at this now. I was like, I will sit there, I will hold your hand, I will go through all the questions with you, I will do all the things. And I will do that. So if anybody needs me to do that with you, call me. I will go and do this. We will do the things together because it's not easy, especially when you're the one going through it, to make all of those decisions. And then it goes into 3. Look, I put all 3 together, but I put them all into one. It's like, look for God signs everywhere. Like I told you, I didn't have to change my dress by accident. That was divine intervention. That door was not open because somebody was lazy and didn't close it during a funeral service. It was there because it needed to remind me in my little download of that. And then I guess there's a number 4 in my thing. It's okay to fall apart. Like, be brave to go to the service. Like, be the brave. Use all your gusto to get there and get your friends there to do that. But this is supposed to be our time of mourning and a place to be there publicly mourning people. Like, break down. Growing up, I'm still so emotional, but I was like, I will be the one at somebody's funeral that I don't even know, bawling my eyes out because it's sad. It was sad to watch these people lose their kid. This is where we're supposed to fall apart. Somewhere along the line, people told people that they couldn't do that. Like, don't go to a funeral and don't cry. If you're sad and you listen to a song and you get overwhelmed with emotions, let out the emotions. Like, don't just try to be there, sit there and be stoic. Like, it's your time. It's your time. You're in a room of 50 to 300 people that they're all sad. So take the time to be sad. We don't do community together, the good, the bad, and the ugly anymore. We don't even do community together. We don't even do good community. We need to do community in the good, community in the bad, community in the ugly. And then, like, when you're there for that, take the opportunity. Like Danny was like, hey, are we going to go out to lunch with the people that showed up for this funeral? Let's go break bread with them and get to know them a little more that you don't get to see them outside of work. So we got to go and hang out and have lunch with some of them, but sometimes people don't think about that. Some of the people we saw, the young people were there, they ended up at the same restaurant with us. I was like, go do that. Like, go share your stories. Go sit around, drink a beer, don't drink a beer. Tell stories about the person. Telling stories keeps them living, and telling stories is memories. Like, that's making a memory in itself. Like, I now have a new memory because I went to a memorial service of a person I never met, but I now have a memory of an hour ride with my husband, an hour back, a dinner with some people that we knew from work. You know, getting to see what this kind of funeral home looks like, making a memory that I walked into a funeral home with no challenges. And, 5 years ago, that would have paralyzed me to do that. So, do the 3 things. Go to funerals, go to memorial services, go to hospitals, go visit people. Go do all those uncomfortable things. You'll be stronger for it. Show up for people, give them a hug. I went into the bathroom and the mom was there, and I was like, I know that's the mom. I could tell because that is a heartbroken mom cry. I couldn't get out of the bathroom fast enough to give her a hug. I was like, you haven't met me for 21 years. You haven't seen me for 21 years, but my mom heart breaks for your mom heart because this is a sad thing to be going to. Look for signs. Like, nothing. I do not believe in coincidences, and I don't believe in accidents. Like, everything is how it was supposed to be. Like, I had the best outfit picked out, got it all ready, and it had a big old stain on it that was not there, and then changing it. Like, it's look for all the little signs of everything and show up for your people. And even show up if they tell you no, that means go. That's why I was telling my sister, I was like, if they tell you no, it means go. They really need you, they just don't know it. Go and show up for them. Give them a hug. Be a person there. Oh, the wind is gonna blow me away. Give them a hug. I mean, you know how much hugs are worth like $1 million in today's world. Like, a hug is so good for the soul. A pat on the back. Giving them a hug and crying with them. Holding their hand, you know. Just being there. Because the saddest thing would be to show up to a funeral or memorial service and nobody to be there. I think that's the saddest. That would be the saddest thing. So, that's my 3 things that we should do while we're doing it. Go pop over in Facebook groups. It's called Heart-Centered Advocacy. It's Heart-Centered Advocacy being the voice for the voiceless. So join me on my advocacy journey because we all need it. And I will see you guys all later. Bye.